What is up, Sooner Nation? Thanks for joining us tonight, 9:30 live show. Appreciate you joining us. And I think, what else can you say right now after us from OU baseball, OU softball? It's time. It's football time in Norman, Oklahoma. That's what's next. So it's officially, as Mess says, OU football is officially on the clock. As baseball ends their season today, and really an ugly game, and then softball, just a terrific battle to get back tied 2-2 with a two-run home run on an 0-2 pitch by Nigel Kennedy. Abby Dayton goes yard, ties it up at 2, and then they lose in the bottom of the 7th. Texas Tech walk-off. So, Jerem got the Baker Mayfield Jr. jersey on.
It's football time in Oklahoma, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, that's a junior jersey.
I've just been working out, Jay, getting ready for the season.
Is that your son's jersey?
No, it's mine.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, yeah, man. Wild ending of the softball game. They battled all year long. This young team did. They battled. He's got the baby gap on.
And before we say it's officially football, you got the Thunder. You got the Thunder Thursday.
That's right. Thunder make it better, don't they? Definitely looks like he's going to pop through that thing.
I'm very, I guess you could say, frustrated. A lot with Jason and a lot with just the ending of that game.
With me?
Yeah, with your takes. So just when you talked about the Thunder and said they would lose to the Nuggets and said Mark Dagnall's philosophy on defense is awful, and you say things that are just, there's no way with their youth, they're timid. And then OU softball, you say things like, they just don't have a dominant pitcher. Their pitching was great in the Women's College World Series.
I see. You hate it when I'm right. I picked Texas Tech.
You weren't right on Denver. You weren't right on OKC. You weren't right on OU softball. You said they couldn't score against Nigel Kennedy.
How many games that Denver series go? Oh, 7. That's right.
And Mark Dagnall's defensive philosophy is bad, I guess.
Gasso says, as much as I need a break, I'm really ready for them to come back and have them start over again. I think we learned so much, and we're going to be that much. They will be better next year. Bar none, they'll be better. This was the year to get Oklahoma. Here's what I'm interested to see. I'm intrigued by this. You got the Thunder starting on Thursday, okay? The World Series starts on Wednesday. How many fans are going to go to that game on Thursday?
What?
Do you think there'll be a lot of fans at the Texas Tech game?
No.
Yeah,
It'll be their fans. Hey, and Johnson's right. I know we've used the analogy of someone's trying to slay the dragon. I mean, OU lost a softball game and barely at that, and fought back with the youngest team maybe in the history of Women's College World Series action. To anyone who thinks this team is done, it's just flat out ridiculous.
I don't think anybody thinks that. They
struggled at the plate immensely in the Women's College World Series, and maybe that's because only Sydney Sanders, Pickering, and Parker, the only 3 had any experience at all hitting the ball.
Yeah, and I think he's right. I think where the sport is now, it's because of OU softball, period. That's where it's at. Nigel Kennedy probably doesn't get $1 million.
KC, not one person will say that OU has advantage when they lose. It's only when they win. And it's the best place to watch a game. It's the only place that can even host the game. You ask Texas and Texas Tech fans right now, they're saying, we love Oklahoma City because they're winning.
Yeah, because they're winning. That's right.
We're going to open the phone lines. Johnson is ready.
You want me to open them?
I'm putting it in there right now for Johnson. He's going to be elite, just like when he called in from maybe the goalpost. I think he's going to be bringing some energy tonight.
They battled.
Hey, Chief, Sam Landry was an amazing get out of the portal. Was she not? Agbayani and Dayton were great gets out of the portal. What? Emmerling was probably the weakest out of the portal, but
they got to.
Dayton hit a 2-run bomb tonight off Nigel Kennedy, almost her second home run tonight. How was that a bad pickup in the portal? She was great in the Women's College World Series.
Do you think that?
Come on, man.
Do you think that Emmerling is the catcher next year?
No, because they're going to get someone in the portal, Jay.
Landry was great all year long.
She was a dog tonight.
She was good tonight. They needed that. She
was it.
They needed that.
Plays. Make plays. She didn't allow a hit at the last inning after the slap. She got out of the inning, Jay. Make plays.
What do you mean she got out of the inning?
She allowed a pop up to right field, Jay, after that play.
The seventh?
Yes.
That wasn't a pop up. That was smoked.
The tag? Hey, Jay, you weren't even watching the game because you texted and said, what happened? How did we tie the game? It was not a smoked ball. It was a play she makes 9 out of 10 times, Jay. She backpedaled instead of turning and running.
Hey, Platone's asking, what are the guidelines? There are none. There are none. Basically, whatever the player wants to do. And it's not like when your arm goes over the top, it could hurt your shoulder. It's different in softball. They can throw a ton of pitches.
Hey, Jay Johnson.
Wait, who says they
why you don't? Johnson, I've been picking OU to win it all year. I haven't disrespected this team ever.
Wait, you're saying I disrespected him?
I don't know who he's saying.
You just said I did because I picked him to lose.
No, I'm responding to people in the chat, Jay. Now, I would like for you to go back and watch the play. Cassidy Pickering literally backpedaled the entire time and then ducked her head. She good, but it wasn't. And she wasn't even on the warning track.
Germ, it wasn't good, but it wasn't a pop fly.
It was a routine fly ball, Jay.
No, it was not.
It absolutely was a routine fly ball, Jay.
The announcers thought it was a home run, Germ.
It was a routine fly ball, Jay.
It was not a routine fly. You're like, I don't know if you're senile or what, but
no, I watched the game. You didn't watch the game, Jason. It was a routine fly ball. It didn't even get over the warning track.
It was not a routine play.
But okay. You didn't watch the game, Jay. You didn't watch it.
She should have made the play.
No, you didn't. You did not watch it. You told me you didn't even know that they tied the game up. You did not watch it. Don't say you saw what happened.
I actually did know. I was just playing.
It was a routine fly ball. It's unbelievable that you're going to sit here and say it wasn't.
Oh, Jay,
in fact,
Riley Boone catches it. Yeah,
it was Jay Pickering catches it 9 out of 10 times.
She has to make the play.
No, you said she smoked it.
No, Germ.
It was a routine fly ball, Jay.
She didn't play it well. She didn't play it well, but it was not.
To say that was on Sam Landry is abysmal, man.
She
wasn't given an error, and she wasn't given an error.
Wait, hold up. She wasn't given an error on a routine fly ball.
It was a routine play, Jay. Okay, you're wrong, man. You're so wrong.
If it's a routine fly ball, she should be given an error.
She misjudged it, Jay. It was a bad play.
Okay, but it wasn't routine.
I'm going to stop yelling because you didn't watch it.
Hey, we got Johnson. We got Johnson.
Ask Johnson if it was routine.
Johnson, you're on the line.
Hey, I'm just going to tell you that if people are going to get on here and talk bad about Patty Gasso and this team is 235-16 over 5 years.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
235-6. They was not slayed. I watched your little telecast earlier, and the guy in the blue shirt, if I could it got through the screen, I would have screamed in his face because I've heard Slade. He dogged him 2 days in a row. Get off their back. I mean, this team is fantastic. The Patty Gasso is the greatest coach of all time, period.
Not even
this
close.
Sports would not be where it's at if it wasn't for Oklahoma. NIL ruined college sports, period. I'm tired of hearing $1 million arm, blah, blah, blah. She's overrated. Texas will beat them.
I agree.
She's not overrated.
I agree,
She's
Johnson.
not even that good. She's not a good hitter.
You got to be kidding
because
me.
I guarantee you, I would have walked. The thing that I wish they would have done at the end of the game, I wish they would have walked the bases loaded and then had force at home everywhere else and played out that way. That's the only thing I wish they would have done differently.
Like earlier when they got the double play on her. And I agree with you, Johnson. I think Texas is going to hit her. If OU shows up in the Women's College World Series, they would have hit her. I mean, Sydney Barker, a true freshman, got 3 hits on her. It was the usual suspects that did not play well in the Women's College World Series.
Hey, Johnson. I don't think there's a whole lot of people dogging OU. I mean, what they did this year might have been one of their better performances they've had over the last 4 years with what they had freshmen and everything. I think it was an outstanding run to get to where they were this year. And I think
I just want to say one thing.
And real quick, I know you don't think Kennedy's very good, but if they don't have to face Kennedy, they're in the World Series. That's the only pitcher it was going to be, I think.
You don't know that, but
I just want to say this. I watched a lot of women's sports. My daughter was an athlete. We all know she tore ACL, great athlete. But I'll tell you right now, this women's softball are so disrespected, it's not even funny. You ever notice how they hit a foul ball and the girls have to run all over the field to get the ball, to throw it back in? In regular baseball, they would just throw another ball out there and just go play. You know, the foul ball. They got to chase them all over the field. They got to do all this stuff. If OU would have won tonight, they would have had to turn around and play again. If Texas Tech would have lost, and they would have had to play again, that wouldn't have been fair. They could have came back tomorrow and played. They disrespect these women. It's period.
Hey, I'm glad you brought it up.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of disrespect of these women. These are some great athletes all over the field. This College World Series, we've seen great athletes everywhere. But it's just funny to me, like you hit a foul ball, and there goes the girl. They have to run down there, and they have to chase it all down and throw it in. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And you're right, Johnson.
I have wondered why they don't give them a new softball.
Because they don't care. They're disrespecting the women.
The other thing is this.
They just screwed 13,000 people down there. All weekend long, they got 10 to 13,000 people down there.
Hey,
and they want to host it. People want somewhere else to host it. It's ridiculous.
Hey, they're never going to move this College World Series because when they spend more money there for the Olympics in 2028, this thing is never leaving here.
Correct.
Oh, Patty grew this sport. She grew this sport. And if it wasn't for Patty, it's ridiculous. And I guess money does buy tradition. I guess money will buy tradition because the Yahoo guy at Texas Tech, he didn't even start coaching until he's in the 50s and all this. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm fired up because I'm tired of people talking about the Sooners. They had a great season. Patty Gasso was the greatest coach of all time, period.
Oh, she is.
She's the greatest coach of all time. You didn't see her up there act like a buffoon, like the Tennessee coach and all this stuff. You didn't see that. They lost with class. These women believe in Jesus. They know what they was already determined what was going to happen tonight. They already know that. These young ladies are fantastic people. Not only great on the diamond, but they're great in the classroom, and they know they're being taught about life. And that's the greatest thing that Patty teaches these women is they know about life and they learned about the Lord Jesus Christ. Period. That's why she's so great because they come in there and they just play and play and play. They play for Jesus. That's who they play for.
That's right. That's right.
And I can't emphasize that enough.
Well said.
I agree with you. I love it. I absolutely.
that is the greatest thing in the world. When you see these women, they win with class, they win with dignity, and they lose with class too. You didn't see nobody up there pouting and all. I mean, they cried. Yes, they cried. They're not heartbroken. They know tomorrow. When this game's over with, eternity is a long time, buddy, and that's why everybody needs to be living for the eternity.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Can't say it better than that, Johnson. Appreciate the perspective, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Johnson, man. Have
Jay,
a good time.
I believe the program had a revenue of $4.1 million last year. Is that wrong?
Are you going off? I don't know. I'm not sure on that. Hey,
I thought it was over $4 million last year.
I will say this to what Johnson said.
$3 million something.
We got a couple callers, but I will say this. We'll get to Colin. He was talking about them having to play back-to-back tonight, and so would have Tennessee if they'd beat Texas, where baseball, they play it one day and they play the next game the next day.
Yeah.
And they try to squeeze all in.
And by the way, 918. No, I said soul mission's good. And playing softball and sharing your faith is good. I'm on board with it all.
He's not talking about you. I don't think he's talking about you. Hey, let's get to Colin. Colin, you're on the line.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
I'll first say the caller beforehand definitely brought the juice. I don't think I'll be able to top it. And I agree that Patty Gasso literally changed how softball's looked at from how teams are now having to do anything they can just to beat OU and whatnot. But I'm just excited about football season coming up. I think it will be a good bounce back year with Mateer back
I
there.
hope so.
I think we start off hot. Looking at it now, like the only 50-50 games I see is like Texas, the ones we've mentioned, which was like Texas, LSU, South Carolina. There's like could be like good teams, but we just don't know. And that's like the biggest thing is we don't know about that. Like, yes, Texas is good, but we don't know how good Arch is going to be because he's only gotten a few snaps.
Yeah. Well, I think, though, the other thing is this, like, I think Michigan's a game that OU should win, but that's going to be like a first test. It's early in the season. Will they be hitting on all? I mean, that's going to be an interesting game. I think we're going to learn a lot. Learn a lot week 2, guys. I think we'll learn a lot.
Yeah. Well, now the only thing that you got June and July, and it'll be here, guys.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it. And
just got to get that
Thunder championship
out
first. Are you guys going to try to get out to any football games?
Oh yeah,
I'll go there. Only just stay at home watching.
No, I'm gonna try to get out.
Cross-country schedule lighter now that I'm not coaching, so I'll be able to get some.
From what we've seen from like Brent Venables' comments of what, do you guys still feel confident with like the DBs that we have, or do you still wish we kind of would have gotten? Because from the sounds of it, what I read was he feels confident in the development of what he's seen in the defensive backs, so they went with Jade Knott. Of course, we could say went when that was more of a Jim Nagy probably called to go get him, but from what BV said, he's confident in what he's seen from the growing DBs.
Yeah, I say I'll be optimistic, but I need to see him on the field and see who are the starters, who are the guys getting most of the run, and then see how they perform. Because, I mean, it's one thing to hear about it. It's one thing to hear about it in practice, but I don't think you'll learn anything week 1. But after Michigan, talk to me after Michigan on the defensive backs. I think we'll have a lot bigger of an answer after that.
My big thing before I go is, yes, I think we'll have one of the best D-lines we've had in a while. And Todd Bates has done an amazing job developing and getting people. But if our DBs can't cover for more than like a second, the D-line's not going to be able to get back there. It's when the DBs are able to cover for longer than like, let's say like 3-4 seconds, the defensive line has time to disrupt.
Yep, it takes 2 to tango, and you gotta be all one unit there on defense. So
because it's not like softball in Texas Tech where you can just get like a star pitcher and just ride with that. Like you can't,
that's
like
right.
in football, you can't just have an all-star QB, Heisman winning QB, and expect to go win it. You need it all around.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, thanks, Colin. Appreciate you, man. Let's get to Greg. I think we got Greg on the line. What's up, Greg?
We got Greg.
Hey, fellas. How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good.
All right, man.
Yeah, I'll get the negatives out of the way. You just can't drop a fly ball like that at any level of baseball.
Was it a routine play? Was it a routine play in your mind?
When you play for OU, it is.
Yeah.
You got to catch that. I mean, it's a clutch situation. Wouldn't have been the easiest catch ever, but you got to make that happen. But other than that, I mean, you've also got to be more aggressive at the plate. You can't let a pitcher as dominant as Texas Tech get you deep into a count. You've got to swing the bat earlier in the count and get ahead of it, because if you just letting strike go by and not swinging and trying to get ahead of it, you're just going to play into their strengths. They had the right stuff tonight.
They waited until the 6th and 7th to actually start swinging early.
Yeah, and which I thought was a bit odd. I expected him to come out wanting to strike the first blow, and I don't know, it just didn't happen. But other than that, I mean, really, you got to think of it this way on a positive note. This was, I guess you could say a disappointing end of the season for OU. We didn't have the best team that we've had in the years past, but even when we're not at our best, we're still competing with all the other top teams in the country. We were so close to competing for another national championship. Just think if we tighten the screws here and there, maybe get a few better pitchers, we hit a little bit better, we could easily be a contender again.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're pretty much already there. So
yeah, they're right there this year. So they'll be right there next year again. And they'll, just like they did tonight, make a improbable play like they did tonight, down 2-0, 0-2 pitch, he hits a home run. They're going to continue to do that. They just are. And they're young this year. They're going to be more experienced next year. I think they're going to be back in the World Series next year. Championship.
Oh, no question.
Canada will be there. Canada will be there still.
And good for Texas Tech, but we're still
I don't know
looking.
if she stays there.
You don't really? You think someone's going to offer her more money and she could
Who knows?
go somewhere else? Yeah.
Hey, why has Patrick Mahomes not been there?
Yeah, good question.
I think they said he'd go to the championship, but we'll see.
Yeah. OU is still the premier program in the country. They're still trying to beat us. We were so close to competing for another national championship, even in what you, I guess, could call a down year and a disappointing Women's College World Series. We have a lot to be proud of. If we've got Patty as our head coach, there's always a chance. So
that's right.
Just got to keep our head up and just remember that we're OU and every other team is trying to be us. So we'll be all right.
That's right. Everyone's trying to be like OU on the softball field. Hey, thanks, Greg. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Greg. And
Parker's a sophomore.
Hey, real quick. I want to say this. We haven't talked about this tonight, and we did a softball live, but I got to say this. OU didn't lose the World Series tonight. They lost it when they lost to Texas. That was the one that killed them. The loss that you talk about not scoring runs, the loss to Texas that knocked them down to the losers bracket, that was the one that derailed them for a championship. It wasn't tonight. Once you get down to loser bracket and you got to beat Kennedy twice, your backs are against the wall. The Texas loss, where if you beat them and then you got 2 games to beat Tennessee, to me, that was where this whole thing shifted, and it was the loss to Texas. That's the game you needed to win.
And I see all the numbers 918's posting, but to say that the women don't deserve things is bad. And by the way, they did sell a lot more tickets than men's basketball. A lot more revenue.
I don't think anybody ever said women don't deserve anything. Nobody.
Yeah, 918 did. I believe. I could be wrong. I thought he said
I don't remember seeing that.
They don't deserve it because they're losing money. I thought that's what the first comment was.
I don't remember seeing that in the comments. In other news, to bring down the blood pressure, did y'all see that Greg McElroy picked Texas as the best defense coming in next year? That's interesting. Best defense. They're going to be good. I think, you know what? The preseason rankings as far as defenses and offense and who's the best, to me, doesn't mean a whole lot until you see them on the field. It just doesn't. So I don't take a whole lot of stock into it. First off, I don't take a ton of stock into some people anyway. McElroy is good on some things. Some things I'm like, whatever. But I don't take a whole lot of stock into it. But we'll see. We'll see if they're the number one defense.
This was the comment I was referring to.
Well, listen, but real quick.
They get more respect than they deserve. Let
me say something.
They deserve the respect. The way they carry themselves, they deserve respect. To me, respect is if you carry yourself in a great way.
To me, respect is they've won 4 national championships in a row. I respect that. And I always respect that. I don't care. I'm not talking about money making. I'm not talking about the money they make. I'm talking about as a program, they are a sports program that's at the University of Oklahoma. They're not a program that's got cut yet. So if they've won 4
I wouldn't say they get more respect than they deserve. I would say they deserve every bit of the respect they get.
I know. I think it's totally different things.
And by the way, what Johnson was referring to had nothing to do with OU. It was about the college softball in general, that they don't switch balls out, that they keep the same ball all game and make the players run. They don't have a ball boy or a ball girl go get it. There's some things that could definitely change, I think. No, more than they deserve. You're implying they don't deserve the respect they get. In my opinion, that's a bad take. 918. They deserve the respect they get. Why do they not deserve the respect they get?
They won 4 in a row, so they deserve.
No, I'm asking 918. Why do they not deserve the respect they get? Because you're saying they get more than they deserve. So I'm curious why you're saying they actually are getting more respect than they deserve. You might want to reword that. Maybe that's what it is. Well, hey, Greg, there's a lot of people who say it's literally just Thunder basketball too. We do Thunder talks on here, and people say, stop talking about Thunder. You don't get upset then. It's literally just softball. It's a great sport to watch. It's a great sport to watch. Greg.
Everybody
In my
has
opinion.
their,
Everyone has their own
everybody
opinion. Yeah.
everybody has their own preference on what they like and dislike. I mean, it's just the way it
agreed,
is. It always
Jay.
be that way. I mean, yeah, it is part of life. And you know what? They haven't had to face that reality very much. They've won everything every year. So this is a new thing for some of those players. Although I guess Sydney Sanders, Parker, and Pickering are the only ones that have really won one there with that team, right? And
Correct.
Dylan Monticelli as pitchers.
Yeah, they were there. Core. Yeah, I mean,
they're
to
still
say that
elite.
OU still isn't elite.
They're still elite.
I get it, 918. It is softball, and it's one of the most viewed sports from OU sports fans. It's sold more tickets than basketball and baseball, has it not? So I guess they don't deserve the respect either.
They're not talking about tickets.
I'm not going to do this tonight. I'm not going to do this.
Not about revenue.
I know what we're talking about, Jay.
Cool. What?
You know what, Jay? I coach track, and guess what? It costs money to run a track program. Does that mean the guys, the athletes who work their rears off don't deserve it?
Nobody's saying that. You're taking things.
That's exactly what it's being.
No,
why are you trying to?
Because I don't think he's saying that they don't deserve to do what they're doing. Nobody's saying that.
Well, so Sooner softball's not a trash program. I know that. Yeah, we'll see if Dill hits the portal. It'll be interesting on who hits the portal. Because Amaya Bland, I don't think Tia Malloy will hit the portal. She'll be starting.
Ricky says SC tournament will be at Love Field in 2032. Interesting. Baseball gets just smoked today.
Horrible start.
Yeah, they got off to a bad start. And errors again, defensively.
Errors.
You can't have errors. You see it in both games. You just can't have it.
Yeah.
Hey, the reality is this. There's going to be some universities losing softball and losing sports down the road because they're not making money. That's the harsh reality. That's what sucks.
We'll see. I disagree.
What do you mean you disagree? I'm not saying OU.
If you lose the women's program, wouldn't you have to lose the men's program too?
That's why they don't have men's soccer, correct? Right now, OU.
What do you mean? That's why?
Because I'm just saying they don't have men's soccer right now.
They don't. I agree. They don't.
And what's next? I mean, what are you going to cut next? Rowing? Gymnastics?
Why are we talking about cutting programs? Like, what are we doing?
I'm just saying.
Softball loses, and people are acting like
dude. You take things. You have a really good. You love to take things and switch it to something else.
Hey, Bagman. Yeah, we've done one or two baseball shows, but guess what? I don't watch a lot of the baseball. I'll just be flat out, and a lot of people don't care, unfortunately.
You take things as like it's my opinion that I think they should cut programs. I didn't say that. I'm just saying it's reality, dude. Wake up to the harsh reality. It is.
I'm not asleep to it. Not asleep to that reality, Jay. I get money drives things, Jay. Money drives things, and losing money in any sport is bad. But it does not correlate with disrespecting a sport, is my point. No one should be disrespected because their sport doesn't make money. That's all I'm saying. If you disagree with that, then I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Baseball team lost today.
Would you agree with what I said, Jay? A sport losing money should not correlate with disrespecting the players.
I don't think anybody's disrespecting the players. I don't know where you're getting this, dude.
To say that they just okay, Jay, if I say, you know what, they get more respect than they deserve, then there's an implication of that they don't deserve the respect, Jay. That's what the comment was. Would you disagree with that, Jay? So, Jay, if I say, you know what, SJ gets way more respect than he deserves, what am I saying? What am I implying when I say that, Jay?
You're saying that more people nationally are talking about him than should be.
I'm saying he doesn't deserve that much respect, Jay.
Nationally.
I'm saying he doesn't deserve that much respect. Like, I don't understand how that's a hard take to understand. That's what the comment was. That's why I brought it up. You may, hey, 918, you might need to reword it then, because your comment was, correct me if I'm wrong, they get more respect than they deserve.
Did Bo Bentley commit? No, has not committed. No commitment yet. So
maybe I'm wrong, and I guess it's because I'm an English teacher. I really look at words in the study of language. To say someone gets more respect than they deserve, you're implying they should not get that much respect. That's what you would be implying.
Hey,
I agree. I don't know Italian Stallion.
She needs to be in right field. She needs to be in right field.
Agreed, especially because they were hitting the ball opposite field. They weren't pulling a whole lot.
In fact, like, she has a stronger arm probably than, was it Core in right field?
I thought Dayton was playing right, Jay.
On that last throw?
Yeah, I think it was Dayton or Barker.
It was Barker. I think it was Barker, yeah.
And Dayton was center.
Yeah. So Barker was right.
It wasn't a great throw. She didn't charge it well, I didn't think, but she was going to score on that.
Yeah. They would have still been playing second game. That game would have lasted till probably 11:30 or 12.
We'd have been doing a live at 1 o'clock. It'd been great.
Bagman says, I don't know why we bothered to go after two quarterbacks in live. I did see where Jaden O'Neal visited Arizona. I saw his tweet today. He was doing a little pose there with the picture and everything. Arizona would be an interesting choice, wouldn't it?
It would be, Jay.
Big,
yeah.
Bo. I haven't got your opinion on this. Let me get your opinion.
Bo from draft day.
Let me get your opinion. I'd like to get the opinion from the people in the chat too. Of the two models that they've kind of proposed for the playoff, the 5-11 or the 4-4, 4-2-2-1 or whatever, right? Those two, which one do you prefer? And I'm asking the chat too.
Repeat that.
The two playoffs things they propose as far as 16 teams. You have the 5-11 model, and then you have the 4-4-4-2-2-1 model. 4-4, I think it's 4-4, whatever.
What do you like, Jay?
I like the 5-11. I think it's the most fair. 5 conference champions and then 11 at large.
What about group of 5?
They get one of the conference champions.
But it's the best group of 5, you're saying?
Yes. Conference, yes. So you have that, and then you have 11. You have the 11 at large. The other one, you get 4 SEC, 4 Big 10, 2 Big 12, 2 ACC. I mean, I think the 5-11, I think it's a better, fair model. Because let's just say a year, maybe the Big 10 and SEC isn't as good. Should they really get 4 teams in if they're not as good? No. But I also think if you're the SEC and the Big 10 and your conference is really good, you're going to get 4 or 5 in every year. So I think the 5-11.
Yeah. I'll stop with the disrespect stuff. I don't want to go there. Keep going there. It's beating a dead horse. It doesn't need to be. So
yeah, I didn't commit when he left there.
Yeah, he'll play the process out.
Do you think the group of 5 should have their own playoff?
Correct.
You do? Are you a believer in that? Let me ask you this.
In football,
do you think ever in your lifetime that a group of 5 would win the whole thing?
Could.
Do you think they will ever?
Let me explain. Before NIL, yes, could have. After NIL, no chance, because they're not going to get as good of players. I think the parity is less because of NIL. They cannot compete NIL-wise. Before NIL, could have. I think they could have, Jay.
I don't think they could have then even.
Well, they almost did, Jay.
Hey, it'd be different if you had one game like a bowl game to win, but not in this playoff system. You're not winning 3 or 4 games over these power teams. You might win one, get an upset. just like you did in a bowl game. You go to the Sugar Bowl and go to the Fiesta Bowl and beat OU like Boise did. That could happen. But you're not running the gauntlet. You're not running 3 or 4 wins through these teams. It's not happening ever. I don't think it'll ever happen. So maybe you do away with that and go to they get their own so they can maybe win something. It's good for them too. You know what I mean? I don't know if that'll be down the road or not.
Yeah. I don't think they lose out on both. Jay, do you think they get Josiah Jefferson?
Not sure, man. Do you?
Yeah, I think they'll get Josiah Jefferson.
Hey,
I think Tony's in his ear.
Whose jersey is that really, though? Well, I know it's Baker Mayfield, but whose is it like you're wearing?
It's mine.
It is not. It is not.
Absolutely is.
You did not buy that for yourself. No way.
Yeah, many years ago, Jay.
When you were 12,
many years ago.
He wasn't
You
there.
got trivia tonight, Jay? Hey, guys, check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. I can tell you one thing. If you sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club and use code SURGE and get 10% off the first 3 months, you'll be very happy with your apparel. It won't fit this badly. It'll fit nice and smooth, perfect fit. Really great stuff, really great designs. Do it. Check them out. thefanstop.com. You won't be disappointed. Sign up for the T-shirt Shirt of the Month Club or get the package that has some long sleeve shirts some of the months or one that even comes with hoodies. Do it. Do it right now and use code SURGE to get 10% off for the first 3 months. Only 33 universities have won a national title in football. It didn't happen before NIL. In the playoffs, it would be dang near impossible with new college football rules. Yeah, it would be very difficult. Yeah, it would be very difficult. Take a once in a million run for it to happen. Yeah, Thunder in 5, Bagman. Thunder in 5. They'll win 2 at home. They'll lose 1 at Indiana, and they'll close it out in 5. That's my prediction. I don't know what Jay's got. Probably Indy in 6, but we'll hear it.
I got Thunder in 6.
Oh, but they're too young, correct?
Thunder in 6. Indiana's young.
Mark Dagnall, bad defensive philosophy, correct?
You ready for trivia?
When they shoot, correct?
You ready for trivia?
Yeah, go ahead.
Trivia. Here's what I want to know. Last year, last game of the year, Navy bowl game. I know we don't want to talk about it, but Carry On led the team in receiving. How many yards did he receive? How many yards in that game?
And that's a name that no one is mentioning.
No one's talking about.
No one's talking about Ivan Carry On, Jay. No one's talking about Kearney. No one's talking about Reagan's. And I think it's because they don't think they're going to play much, Jay, with the guys they got.
We'll see. Not 13, Doyle.
More than that.
There it is. 72 yards receiving. 72 yards.
Funky Cole Medina. Ivan Carry On, 72 yards.
90210. That was a great show. Did you watch that? Were you a Beverly Hills 90210 guy or Melrose Place?
I didn't watch either, Jay.
Didn't watch either one of those?
Those shows were too risky.
Man, I used to love Beverly Hills 90210. I'm not going to lie.
Really? When? Because
it was after I was probably
after you started dating.
It was older.
Yeah, after you started dating, your wife got you watching those. It's plain and simple.
My wife probably had never seen it. I didn't watch it with my wife. No, didn't watch it with my wife.
Good night, John Boy. Wasn't a Waltons fan. Wasn't a Little House on the Prairie fan at all.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Well, softball's over. Baseball's over. We have really 2 things to talk about now, Jay. It's
Thunder?
Football from here on out and the Thunder. That's kind of it. And after the Thunder and 5, it'll be football. It'll be when I was growing up, it was. My parents didn't like that show. I promise you that. It's football time in Oklahoma and Thunder. So can't wait for it, guys. It's been great. I know a lot of you guys are glad that softball's over. I'm personally not. I'd like to see him playing in the Women's College World Series Championship.
Are you going to watch the championship series or no?
I'll probably have it on. It's going to be interesting. It's supposed to rain every day this week.
Hey, I'll tell you this. I don't think Kennedy's losing the World Series championship.
I think Texas is beating her.
I don't. I think Kennedy's throwing everything on her back.
I think it'd be hilarious if she lost.
Got that money. Got that $1 million.
I don't really want
Got that
Texas
$1
to win,
million.
but I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be funny.
Hey, we didn't talk about this. Do you think, I think Landry pitched really good tonight, but do you think Glasgow kind of knowing her stuff had any effect for Tech?
She lost 6 hits the whole 6 strikeouts. They got bloopers, dude. They got one down the line, a triple, man. Come on.
Hey.
It's just a horrible take. You're going to end it with this?
No. What, Game of Thrones?
No, with your take on Sam Landry.
It was a question I posed.
Catch the fly ball and OU wins the game. If he makes the decision, Downpost, if Arbuckle says who plays, he might.
Mark, who would you have thrown? Deal? Lowry? Lowry would have been an interesting one, wouldn't you? But yeah. Oh boy. Why are the Thunder playing on Thursday? Why isn't it tomorrow?
And you know what else is interesting? In between games, it's 2 days off between every game.
Yeah. Why
2 days off?
Tuesday.
But Tuesday. 2 days off between games.
No, it's not.
Yes.
They don't play every other night?
Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday, I believe.
Seriously?
I think. Sure? I may be wrong. Gray God or someone will correct me if I am, but I'm pretty sure that's it, Jay.
Let me look it up.
Haley, I don't think there's a world you could pull Landry the way she was throwing. She hadn't allowed anything since the second inning. They were getting worse on her.
So it is Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. So there's one game there where it's one game in between. But
okay, yeah. Just one.
Yeah, you're correct. He's right, guys. He's right for once.
Hey, thanks for watching tonight, guys. Appreciate it. Sooner softball season is over. A very disappointing end to the season, but a great season at that.
Win. Great.
We move on. We move on to football season and the Thunder, and we'll be here to cover it all. We don't let you down. We're here every single night. We don't make excuses. We show up when the team loses. We show up when they win. It's more I can say for some people, but we're here regardless because we're here to hear from fans. So hit the like. Appreciate it before you leave, and we will see y'all next time.